Howdy and welcome back. In this video, I wanted to help you get started on the first machine problem of the semester. Specifically, I'd like to go through the motions in terms of how you're going to acquire the starter code and get it into Microsoft Visual Studio Code. So first, you'll be greeted with the prompt. There's going to be a lot of dialogue here that will hopefully clearly and sufficiently present to you the scope of the assignment for the week. As you go through it, you'll eventually get down to the starter code and submission information. What we're interested in for the purpose of this video is to acquire the starter code and get it into your development environment. So first thing is you're going to click on this link. If you're not already logged into your github.com account, you will be prompted to do so. And then you'll be greeted with a screen that's going to say something along the lines of we're getting your repository ready, and then eventually you'll make your way to this page and it will say, hey, your assignment repository has been created. I'm going to go ahead and click the link to visit it. So here's the repository for my Hawaiian words machine problem. Right now, all that's there is going to be starter code. So what I'm interested in doing is simply cloning this into my source folder in my CS128 development environment. To get started, I'm going to go ahead and boot up first my virtual machine or my Docker container. If you're using Vagrant, you'll go ahead and CD into your CS128 environment folder, wherever that may be on your machine. For me, it's on my desktop, and then you'll go ahead and execute Vagrant up. If you're on Docker, you would go ahead and boot your container by executing docker start CS128 env. Once your container or VM is running, the next thing that we're going to want to do is go ahead and launch VS Studio Code. Now, a lot of times when you relaunch VS Code, it's going to attempt to connect and reload your previous workspace. We do not want that to happen. So we'll go ahead and click X on the first window that was launched, and we'll open a new window by going to File, New Window. At this point, I'll go ahead and open up my command palette. I will search for remote SSH, connect to a host. I will click that. I will go ahead and enter vagrant at 127.0.0.1, followed by the port to which we're going to connect on through the SSH protocol. For me, that's 2222. For you, that may be different. The getting started documentation for the CS128 environment details how you can find out your port number if you have forgotten. So next, I'll be prompted with my password. I'm going to go ahead and type in Vagrant because that is the password to our CS128 development environment. And then I'm going to go up here to the File Explorer, and I'm going to open the source folder. In this class, you want to do all of your work in the source folder. This is the folder that is shared with your host machine. If you are working in the Docker environment, it is the only folder in the file system that will persist between shutdown to start up. So if you're not working in this folder, your work will very likely be lost. But anyways, we're here. We've opened up this folder. This is where you will be working for the next semester. Let's go ahead and clone down our starter code repository. In the Git lesson, we went through the configuration steps for both the Vagrant VM CS128 development environment and the Docker CS128 environment. At this point, I assume you've gone ahead and configured Git. So now all we need to do is go ahead and get the URL to our repository. I'm going to grab it right out of the address bar in my web browser. And then I'm going to come over to VS Code. I'm going to confirm that I am in that source folder. And then I'll go ahead and write git clone followed by that URL. And you can see that it is working and it is done. If I go ahead and click up here, we can see that, hey, yes, my folders or the contents of my repository have been cloned into my workspace. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you all kind of one issue right now. If I go ahead and open up functions.cc, you're going to see a nice red squiggly line under functions.hpp, it's saying it cannot be found. In order to load the VS Studio Code configurations, what we're going to have to do is open this MP folder in a new VS Code window. So I'm just going to go File, Open, and I'm going to pick, kind of knows where I am right now, but I'm going to go ahead and go Home, Vagrant, Source, and then I'm going to select my MP Hawaiian words and click OK. At that point, a new window will open. And what's going to happen is we're going to successfully have loaded in our configuration files. As you can see here, there is no red squiggly line beneath this include statement. So for every MP and lab work in this class, it is going to be imperative that you always file, open the root folder for that assignment. In this case, we're interested in Hawaiian words. So I've gone ahead and went File, Open, Home, Vagrant, Source, and then my MP Hawaiian words directory. And you can see here, everything has been loaded in successfully. And when we go ahead and open this folder in this perspective, we will also have access to the visual debugging should you wish to step through your code, which we are going to really and strongly encourage you to do when you're confronted with the unknown and trying to determine what is going wrong in your program. So anyhow, that's a brief start to this. At this point, you're ready to go. You can open up the HawaiianWords.cc and get started. See y'all later.